This $40 upgrade takes the R70xa from good to seriously impressive set of reference headphones. Let's talk about it. Hey, welcome to Project Beats. My name is Joven. Just a quick one, if you'd like to help the channel, do me a solid by hitting subscribe, like, and drop a comment below. Really helps a lot. Right, so getting straight to it. The R70xa is a serious reference mid-level headphones, but I'm guessing because of the way they priced it, it doesn't perform its best out of the box. It has great imaging, staging, and detail retrieval for sort of an entry to professional level reference headphones. But one major flaw is the low end. It just can't hold its own, even when EQ'd. I had a feeling when I initially tested it that a good set of earpads will fix it. But at that moment, I couldn't find anything that fits exactly. Until now. Short story is, out of curiosity, I swapped out the pads from my OLLO X1 to the R70xa. OLLO sells it for about $37 USD. Great thing, it fits the R70xa. Now, how can that improve the bass, you ask? Great question. The R70xa with stock pads leaks a lot, at least for me. That means it couldn't hold the low end even when you add a ton of EQ. But with a better earpads, it keeps all that energy in and straight to your ear. When I turn my head on the stock earpads, I can hear air coming from under here. That's the same whichever direction I turn. That basically means the seal isn't great. The clamp force is too light also, at least for me. The X1 fixed most of that problem besides the clamp force. Although since it's thicker, then it sort of adds a bit of clamp pressure. That's the main upgrade. Others are optional. It will be just sort of a quality of life improvement. If you want to add them, it's going to be up to you. I mentioned this before, but the Capra strap headband for me is a good upgrade. And then the EQ profile app. I'm using SoundSource for the Mac. You can use whatever app you like. But let's check out the chart. I won't talk about neutrality or targets for this video because I want to keep this as a short update to my R70xa review. Right, so for chart target, we'll look at preference bounds. It's this dotted line that you see on the chart. Anything that falls within it is sort of a preferred tuning in general. You'll notice that the R70xa only gets in the preference bounds from about 80 Hz. Is not really that good, not just for mixing or referencing. Now, as far as thought process for this EQ profile that I landed on after hours of tweaking, I found that for this headphone, you can't make drastic or surgical moves. It doesn't take it that well, or at least to my ears, it doesn't sound as great. If you try to auto EQ to a target, say Harman 2013, which I like for mixing, that EQ profile would just straight up degrade the tonality and quality of the headphones. So my goal for this EQ profile is just to keep it within preference bounds, keep those things I want forward in front, and avoid harsh top end. That's the goal. Although this headphones I feel is a bit on the edge of shouty. So I'm watching out for that on the top end. So for the low end, this is what I got. It gives me a great low end presence without distorting. If I go any higher than this, the R70xa starts to distort. I mean, I could still go up. That's going to be up to you. Plus 2.5 dB on 30 Hz is still relatively clean. I just feel above this, it's too much low end in my opinion. We are still well within preference bounds here anyway. This just gives me that thump to where I feel more low end presence and fullness to the sound overall. If I do this EQ on stock pads, it will just leak and you end up adding more because you don't really hear the low end. And then eventually you start to distort the headphone. I was actually willing to get a ZMF earpads, but I feel it will be a waste because that looks too big for the R70xa. Some of the mid-bass to upper mid just about crosses the preference bounds, so I just reeled it in a little bit. But I wanted to keep the upper mids up. That way I still get the vocals and lead guitars forward in the mix. 3.5K originally is a little too low for me, so I brought that up right up to the top of the preference bounds. 5K is also pulled up a little bit. Then the 15K is just a top end check just to make sure it doesn't get too harsh. Okay, so after going through my reference tracks, I'm pretty happy with my EQ profile. This will be mainly my Mixmaster EQ tuning. Maybe I'll do one just for listening as well, but it will be pretty close. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the results. If I do bad mixes on this, that's going to be on me. Now, how does it compare to the LCD-X? I'm going to be straight up with you guys. The LCD-X is in a different category. Even headphones that cost more struggle to match its low-end clarity, slam, and detail retrieval. So it's not a fair comparison by any stretch. I will say this, the R70xa actually will come up toe-to-toe in terms of staging and imaging. And with a pad upgrade and EQ tuning, for its price, I really can't think of any reason why you wouldn't be able to do a competitive mix on these. This upgrade just brings it a level up from stock. And it's a significant upgrade if I'm honest. Being able to hold the low-end EQ boost and retaining detail and clarity with its superb staging and imaging, I still think this is a bargain. Granted, you need to do a bit to get all of these where it should have been there in the first place, but at least there's a way to upgrade this headphone. But yeah, in this category, it gets pretty up there in terms of performance. Right, so that's gonna be it for this video. I just wanted to update you guys real quick. If you're thinking of getting the R70xa, let me know if you find an alternative to the X1 pads. These pads are pleather, by the way. If someone finds a hybrid perforated leather, please let me know. Okay, see you guys in the next project.